Welcome back, everyone. Toy Shiz here, and we are back yet again for another Star Wars The Black Series video, and this will be the Star Wars Black Series videos to end all Star Wars Black Series videos, because finally, after all these years of going to conventions and bugging the holy heck out of Hasbro, I finally did it. From Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, Dash Rendar is here, baby. Number 2 in the whole Shadows of the Empire line for the Black Series. I do have some thoughts, which we will get into as far as the looks for old Dash here. The box is great. It evokes Shadows of the Empire. You got purple going on. You have a nice write-up for old Dash Rendar. And you have some equally as nice artwork as well. So that across the board is a lot of fun. The packaging is great. Here's the barcode. Mine came from Amazon. You'll have it now for when he starts to hit store shelves. And I will put links down in the description below if you'd like to go and grab yourself one. So this is going to be an absolute blast. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice hot cup of coffee. This is a look at the brand new from the Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series line from Shadows of the Empire, Dash effin' Rendar. All right, so now here is everything taken out of the packaging. Look at it all. Right before you. Not a single thing. Now, he does have a blaster, but if I've said it once, I'll says it again. I know that a lot of people like to say, oh, Star Wars has the Star Wars tax, and they got to pay a big hefty royalty and everything else. When is that going to end and you've just finally make good toys that have appropriate hands and blasters and everything else that goes with it? How much longer do we endure high prices and everything else until we see some change? But all of that aside, I again am so happy to finally have Dash Rendar. All the years of going, oh man, when are they going to do Dash Rendar in the Star Wars Black Series line? And we have it. Now, a lot of people have said, this doesn't look right. Well, for me, the various looks for Dash Rendar changed all the time. He was on trading cards. He was on Star Wars Shadows of the Empire N64 packaging, which that's where I think of him the most, the cutscenes and everything else. So, no, this does not necessarily look like what I think about immediately for Dash Rendar, but he's kind of a faceless character in many ways because, truth be told, this is how I see Dash Rendar a lot of times. You're Dash Rendar. I'm Dash Rendar. You always saw him from behind in the video games, and that's how I envision Dash Rendar. It's just, you're the character. You get to have fun. You're not Han Solo. You're not Luke Skywalker. You're Dash Rendar moving around and blowing up AT-STs and Boba Fett and IG-88 and riding a train and ducking and jumping, and that's what I think about. So for me, no, this is fine as long as the elements of the costume are there. And yes, I think they've absolutely nailed it. You gotta have the armor. You gotta have the big old puffy shoulder pads. He's kind of like Cable, Rod Liefeld, all of that. He was just that 90s Star Wars character that really stood out to me. So from top to bottom, yeah, I would say that they nailed it. So I am having fun with this figure because you got those quilted space pants, his jumpsuit, the armor on the back, all the belts, buckles, they painted those. That looks great. You got the gloves, and yes, he has a blaster with weapon storage, and the Han Solo blaster, like I used to call it, looks great. So all we need is for him to hold it. Does he hold the gun? Yes, he does, and he holds it beautifully. So there you go. You have Dash Rendar with this new look, which methinks maybe the rights or the card art or everything else wasn't immediately accessible. It probably has to do with rights or something like that. So they kind of had to amalgamate his look, which again, I'm really not upset about. When you have the articulation, which they change from every Black Series, it feels like, at least the ones for the Shadows of the Empire, you get plenty in the arms. The shoulder pads will move with you as a separate piece, so I dig that. It doesn't really get in the way, but it's something you kind of have to figure out. He does not have bicep swivel, oddly enough. I would have thought he would have had that. He is completely pinless, though. That's a nice touch. And I like what they did with the elbows. Instead of it being these double-jointed, ugly elbows, they're very flush. You get enough rotation, you get enough momentum out of it. It doesn't look ugly because when you have flesh, it becomes overly mechanical. So I do like what they did here. So well done. When it comes to the waist, you do get some momentum out of that. Up, down, left, right. It's not much of an ab crunch, but at least he swivels and gets some articulation going there. The buckles don't get in the way. He can kick all the way out. Again, the knees are done well. They're not double jointed, but let's say this, Hasbro, if you ever want to do a HasLab, let's say for an Outrider, I'm your man right here. Of all the Star Wars thing, I know you're set on going to Clone Wars and all that at the moment. No, Shadows of the Empire is where it's at. Do an Outrider 6-inch style, and I will be there day one, and I think a lot of other people will be there as well. But let's just say this, overwhelmingly in 2025, Shadows of the Empire still rocks. And of all the characters they've done so far, of which Dash is technically number 4, we have Zizor, we have the 2-pack featuring Luke and Leia, that's a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, and now we have Dash Rendar. I want to see them do every single character. I want to see them do the flat-top Chewie and Dash's droid, and let's get some Boba Fett action and a new IG-88. Just do everybody. I would love a swoop bike. Please make a swoop bike. We've got this momentum going. Let's see it through to the end. But like I said, let's get some Boba Fetts. Let's get some IG-88s. You could even do them in a video game motif if you wanted to. There's some subtle differences between what you're seeing here with this Boba Fett and how he looked with the N64 artwork, and that goes with IG-88 as well, and I would love to see them do it. But make them new figures. Give them new articulation and everything else. But for me, in totality, having Dash Rendar holding his weapon, going up against an ATST, maybe a Wampa, all of that, that's what makes this so much fun. To finally have Dash Rendar back on my shelf is so flippin' cool. And if you have yourself a giant ATST like I do right here, yeah, that'll work beautifully. So that is going to wrap it up for my quick look at the brand new Hasbro Star Wars, the Black Series from Shadows of the Empire, Dash effin' Rendar. We finally did it. And like I said, I'm going to take full credits because I know that I bugged the holy heck out of them for years. And like I said, they told me, they go, well, do you think Shadows would go? Do you think people really want to buy it? Yeah, I think so. I think that a lot of people were excited for this, but as I said, make some more Dash Rendars. Give them some more of those Kenner gun pieces with the clip-on effects and everything else. Go above and beyond. Make it a deluxe figure. Get some more Shadows of the Empire characters going, and we'll totally call it even. So you've heard my thoughts, and now I'm curious to know yours. Comment below, let me know. And until the next one, I will leave you guys with that. You have homework. Play Shadows of the Empire on your N64 this weekend. You'll definitely enjoy it.